You are now listening to the Quick Flurry podcast hosted by Marquise Rawls. Preparation in boxing is a big part of it. Proper training, eating good, strategy, then execution. Tyson Fury had the proper preparation. He ate well, got a new trainer / coach to beat Wilder. He was in the gym every single day, working hard. All that led to him turning the bronze bomber back into playing on Deontay Wilder mid-fight, taking him to the dark side of the ring, a place he's never been. And it was actually amazing to watch. Somewhat artful of Fury's witchy style. The fight was amazing, with pretty decent undercard bouts. I will say after rewatching the fight, Wilder did have an issue with his legs from the beginning bell, like he said. Even before the fight, they were focused on stretching his legs out. But that's not an excuse. It's just evidence of his lack of preparation. I don't think he put all his training into it, coming in at 231 pounds. And him saying it was the heavy gear he wore during his workout sounds like little nonsense to me. I truly believe he just wasn't prepared, didn't have the proper discipline for the fight, and those aren't attempts to downplay Fury's win. It actually makes Tyson Fury look a little better, because the better fighter isn't just the one who wins. It's the one who has a higher level that's established when training camp starts. The person who puts in more work. Floyd Mayweather was always better than his opponents, not because he beat them, but because even before the fight, he always put in more work, had an intense dedication to it, and he never not came 100%. He was the better fighter before the fight because of it. And this is the same thing. Religiously watching the PBC fight camp to see how both these fighters prepare for the upcoming mega fight, you can see Tyson Fury, he was shown putting in work every single day, doing new training to fit the strategy, even eating better, like I said before, all thanks to his new coach Sugar. While Wilder, he was shown eating fried chicken and macaroni, and then he goes overseas to meet the Pope. I guess those prayers from the Pope didn't come through. I saw in round one that this fight was going somewhere I didn't and really wasn't ready to see Wilder when he landed a right hand that usually stuns everybody, and Fury, he just brushed it off like it was nothing. The punch didn't even sound the same. There's usually a big boom of explosion when Wilder lands a punch. This was more of a wet slap, and that's from his legs. If you ever seen Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, pretty good movie in my opinion. The Silver Surfer, he gets his energy. It starts from his boards and travels upward. That's the same thing how power works when you're throwing a punch. It starts from your feet and your legs, then it travels upward, and it helps you generate all that force. Wilder's lack of footing in his legs resulted in a major loss of his power. Then, Tyson Fury did what I sort of hoped for 2 years that no one would have done, which was smother Wilder. I believe it was Lennox Lewis who once said that a strategy to beat Wilder is to smother his punches. He likes to throw big looping hooks, and he needs some space to throw this straight. So if you smother him, he can't get those big punches off. And on the inside, as much as I love Wilder, he can't really deliver because he wasn't conditioned to do so. It took over 40 opponents to realize this strategy, and Fury executed it perfectly. No one else could have done it better. Working on his power, laying on Wilder to tire him out, hurting him severely. It was only right that the tie was thrown in and the fight be stopped. And for those criticizing Mark Breland for throwing in the towel, he did the right thing. When you care deeply about someone, you don't want to see them brutalized the way that Wilder was getting brutalized. He understood Wilder was a warrior, and he gave him a chance to do something, but he realized that no miracle punch from the heavens was going to save him. I totally understand fighters want to go on the shield, but that act of going out on your shield is only for life and death situations, not a boxing match where you can live to fight another day. Cornermen need to show mercy and know when enough is enough. The better man won the fight, establishing himself as the king of the heavyweight division. And no matter who you're rooting for, respect must be given both ways, and we should praise both fighters for fighting each other. The best fighting the best, because that's what will keep the flame of boxing lit forever. The top fighters must fight other top fighters. It's sort of obvious what's next for Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua. No excuses this time. I've been waiting for Joshua to fight Wilder or Fury for a couple years now. I don't want to put no blame on any sides of whose fault it is that it's not happening, but fights haven't happened. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear about no mandatories, no contractual weight problems, no demanded pay of $50 million or complaining about where you want to fight. None of that bullshit at all. It must happen this year. If it doesn't happen this year, I'm going to have to start putting some asterisks on Anthony Joshua's resume. And don't talk to me about, oh, Joshua, he'll fight when he's ready. He'll do it on his time because he has the authority and the power, because he's the bigger cash cow and he calls the shots, man. Fuck all that. I don't care. He's on his last straw with me, honestly. What's up next for Deontay Wilder? It depends on how he recovers. Not physically recovers, but more so mentally. A man who hasn't lost a fight in over a decade then gets outclassed. It takes a mental toll on him. I don't think Wilder should get into the immediate rematch. I think he should take some time. See where he falls short as a boxer. Working his craft a little more as a boxer, then face some tough competition such as Adam Konoski, maybe a Joseph Parker, or even Dylan White. And Dylan White, he's been talking a lot of mess. Wilder, I think he needs to taste that right hand to put him down. Wilder, in my eyes, he's still a top 3 heavyweight in the world. Can't take that from him. So Wilder, if you're listening, I hope you are. Take your time. Not too much though. Get better and come back showing the world you still are the most dangerous man in boxing. You are listening to the Flurry podcast hosted by Mark Breland.